Hello, child of God. I welcome you once again to Christ Without Borders. This morning, I'm being led to talk about self-love. Self-love is very important. You know, self-love is very important for whatever you're doing in your life. You know, especially if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you're always being there for people, you always pour out. You're always going over and beyond to make sure people's needs are met, to make sure people are okay, to make sure people who are going through any situation, when problems come up in their life, you are there to help them, you are there to console them, you are there for them. But for some strange reason, every time it's your turn, every time you need that help, every time you need that shoulder, every time you need that every time you need someone to be there for you, nobody shows up. It's very important. And one of the things is, see, a lot of people who are stuck with addictions. As one of the things I realized, I was able to pick up a lot of people who tend to go to addiction, whatever it is, drugs, alcohol, smoking, sex sometimes. A lot of them tend to those things, tend to alcohol, tend to drugs, tend to these things because there is nobody that's able to help, that's able to be there for them when they need a shoulder to cry on, when they need when they need someone to be there, and so they tend to these things because they feel it's going to solve the problem. They feel those things are going to make them forget about what you're going through. And you see, a lot of these people, another thing I've realized is a lot of these people who are most of the time stuck on this, who fall onto addictions, a lot of them have very good hearts. A lot of them know how to give even the last clothes off their back. You get it? A lot of them, giving is not a problem. They're able to give. They sacrifice for people. They are there for people. They do this for people. But some way, somehow, they do things for people who have no intention of returning that love, that thing. And so, be very careful. That's what I'm telling you this morning. Be careful. Start thinking deep. If there's anybody around you who you are the first person they call when they are in any situation, or they are in any problem, and they are facing anything, you are the first person they call. But for some reason, when it's your turn, they find every reason, they find every excuse in the book not to show up, not to be there. You always sacrifice for these people. You always sacrifice to help these people out of their difficult problems. Sometimes you discomfort yourself so that their needs can be met, so that they can be feel loved, they can have a shoulder to cry on. And when is your turn, for some reason or the other, they happen to always be absent. It's time to cut those people off your life. They are just leeching off you. It's very important. You see, when you happen to find yourself with a lot of people around you who are always leeching off you and have no intention of returning or also putting out that love, bringing back that support, helping you when you need it. Helping you when you need it. You keep helping them when they come up with their problems, but when it's your turn, someone they don't show up. Someone they always come up with excuses. They always got to go somewhere. They always don't have. You have to be careful. This category of people, they are leeching off you, and we know what a leech is. The leech or a parasite only feeds on a host with no intention of returning. And if you've seen anything that has a parasite infestation, most of the time the host doesn't look well. You don't look well. You don't look well. You are unfulfilled. You are not happy. But you make the time. You put in the effort. You sacrifice stuff just to make people happy. And when it's time for you to have a shoulder to cry on, those people you sacrifice those things for, they never show up. It's time to move away from those people. You've been around people, you've helped them, you sacrificed for them over and over and over again. Some way, somehow, when it's time, when you need that help, when it's time for them to show up, they keep disappointing. Remove them. Remove them. They never had an intention of also being there for you. They never had an intention of also discomforting themselves for you. But you keep discomforting yourself for them. And a lot of them, every time they have a problem, you are the first person you're going to call. You are the first person they're going to call. When there's a slightest hitch, you are the first person they're going to call. But when it's your turn, they always keep coming up with excuses. And this is why a lot of people are not happy. Listen, learn how to love yourself. If you learn how to love yourself, you are going to make the right decisions for yourself, for your life. Very important. You are going to learn, if you learn how to love yourself, you will make the right choices and the right decisions. When you learn how to love yourself, you start making even choices that is better for your life, your health. You see people who are always stuck in, always going back to addiction, addiction is because there is no that support base of support, emotional support, that thing is not there. So the only thing they've got is the drugs. The drugs have become their best friend. Alcohol has become their best friend. Some of them, sex has become their best friend because there's nobody there. There's nobody. But these people, if you've looked closely, they are the people who will give the last clothes off their back to make somebody feel okay. And that is a problem. You are pouring out of your cup into people who always want to receive and never want to give back to you. And most of the time, this is why some of this you keep going back to the drugs and other stuff. What you have to do is start finding and start surrounding yourself with people who are ready, people who are willing to also pour back into your cup. I'm telling you. Look around you. See, start the love you pouring out. Because when you pour the love out, you are losing it. It's going out of you. You have to retain that love. Keep the love inside of you. Love yourself. When I say love yourself, what does it mean? Make choices that is best for you, without looking at what is going to benefit other people. Make choices that will help you, that will stabilize you. Make choices that is going to help you, feel loved. Because when you keep pouring out to them, and it's time, your turn, nobody will show up.